Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi! This is my all-time favourite movie. I must have watched it, oh Christ, 1,000 times, if not more. In fact, I sat in hospital for a week and I watched it 8 times just in that week. I was bored. Um, I am using the dome from Tuesday's video, and I'm making a sort of starter for what's going to be Sarah's dress on a model, um, so I could fit it inside the dome. I had to make sure it was the right height. This is Sarah. She was running through the maze, and not everything is what it seems in the maze, and nothing is fair. She will later figure that out. Now, this is a Jim Henson creation, and the guy from, oh, my brain, help. Oh, Monty Python, Terry Jones. He wrote the screenplay for it. Mrs. Hoggle having a pee in the water. He likes to kill the fairies. Now the fairies aren't nice. They look beautiful, very pretty, but they bite. So he kills them. But Jim Henson approached Terry Jones to do the screenplay because his daughter Lisa was a real fan of one of Terry Jones's children's books, and he wanted to create this world. There's the fairies. Oh, so pretty, but so nasty. And I'm using Das clay to make my dress, and I shove a little bit of organza on it as well, just to give it a bit of a sparkle. Not organza, tulle. I destroyed a doll just to get the bit of tulle, and but Jim Henson wanted this to come to life, and there's Brian Frood and Wendy Frood also in part of this, or not part of huge parts of this, because it was Brian Froud's sort of idea to create the labyrinth. He'd already done artwork that fit. He created goblins and houses, and he's done some fantastic artwork over the years. And Wendy was part of the puppetry. She's also been involved in Yoda and Dark Crystal, and Toby, the little baby, who is also involved now in the Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance. He's also a puppeteer and a fantastic artist. Um, they used Brian's baby, Brian and Wendy's, just easier, but they couldn't get the baby to cry. So David Bowie made the noise, the crying in one scene, the song, I think. Yeah, the song. And he's really good. David Bowie, oh, they was originally going to have Prince or Michael Jackson play the part of Jareth. No, no, just no. Would not have worked. Would not have worked. David Bowie, aka the Bulge, as you will see through the film, what the bulge is, because it's quite prominent. Also had stunt arms because he could not get the magical balls to roll around in his hand. Balls? Yeah, I know what word I'm trying to find. It's gone again. So somebody was behind him underneath his cloak doing the twisting with the balls. It was brilliant. That's Jareth in his chair. He's like, oh, good grief. But it's a coming of age story. Sarah is a teenager, and she's lost. Well, her mum's run away with an actor who, if you look round her bedroom, you can see all the characters from the film. You can see David Bowie next to her mother. We assume that she's run off with him. She's now living with her dad and this evil stepmom, and Toby, her new brother. and she lives in a world of imagination. She's very much a child, but she realizes through this all she has now got to decide to grow up and stop being such an infant, um, because she lives in fairyland in her head. She still dresses up in um, outfits, uh, pretends to be the part of the book Labyrinth. So she's acting it all out. She's basically trying to be her mum. Um, the film is beautifully made. It's just a it's just gorgeous. Hoggle, he's supposed to show her out of the labyrinth, so she cannot go and get Toby. Now she's got 13 hours to get her baby brother, or he'll be one of them forever. So basically, it's turned into a goblin, and that's Ludo. Ludo, friend. Sorry, favorite film. Tell you. Um, where was I? Oh yeah. She has to get Toby out of the labyrinth so she can take him home because she's changed her mind. She didn't want to wish her brother away, and she realises it's a big mistake. And she's just mad at him because he's got her teddy from her room. But it's not his fault. The stepmother gave it him, who isn't an evil stepmother. She's just trying to be a parent. Uh, but obviously, stepdaughters and stepmothers not always get on. They don't always see the bigger picture. But I'm making the dress out of clay and putting in the details using my favourite tool. And I have proofed out the sleeves like it is in the picture, um, that'll come up at some point. And it's very glowy on here. I know you can't really see it, but you'll see all the details later. But you can see it's coming to life. I haven't put the wig on yet. That'll come on after. But look, it's turning the clock back 13 hours, and it's clock back from 13 hours, and she's saying it's not fair. But he did ask her, "How are you liking my labyrinth?" And she's saying it's a piece of cake. Well, that's a big mistake. You don't ever admit to that. So now I've decided to poof out the dress a bit more. It's not big enough, but I've also got to be aware of how big my dome is because I will need to put a few other things in there. And I also want to make sure I can get the dome over her. So yeah, I'm poofing the dress out a bit. I'm putting the little details in and putting the hands on. And this bit of the film is where they end up in the bog of eternal stench. And it smells horrific. You can't smell it, obviously, because it's a film, but you can imagine the worst sewer-like smell going, and fart noises going off, and it's hilarious. And then along comes Sir Didymus, who can't smell it. He's gone nose blind. He thinks everything smells beautiful, and well, he's wrong, but he's got used to it, and so he thinks it's all beautiful and smells great, and the air is sweet and fragrant. But he won't let people pass. He won't let them out of the bog of eternal stench. He hasn't realised that he's told them that if he gives the permission to leave, then they can go. So Sarah twigs this and says, "Well, can we have your permission?" So yeah, they can. Even though Hoggle already ran across the bridge and decided, "I'm off, stuff you lot. It stinks too bad." But of course the bridge collapses and Ludo has to shout his friends, the rocks, and they all come rising up out of the swampy, muddy, stinky water. And you can hear, as they're stepping across, the fart noises. It's hilarious. But it's so brilliantly executed. And the puppetry, it's just marvellous. And look, there he goes running across. And every time he's going across, it fart, fart, fart. Uh, they become a group of good friends. And I'm going to go off on a tangent here. Age of Resistance Dark Crystal is a must see. Even if you've never seen the film, The Dark Crystal, really do go ahead and watch it. Even if you don't get the storyline, just watch it because it's beautiful. The details, the way they've done it, the puppetry, it's just stunning to watch. It's on Netflix at the minute. Over here it is. I don't know if it is anywhere else. And they've only done one season because they ran out of money. It's that expensive to make. And I really wish they'd make another series. And that also is the brainchild of Lisa Henson, Jim's daughter. And Toby's involved in that too. Um, Toby Froud. The baby. um, so Didymus rides a horse, but it's not a horse, it's a dog. Um, and he's a coward. The dog's a coward. But then so's Hoggle. Hoggle's a coward. Hoggle is just... He admits he's a coward. So Jareth scares him. Excuse me, my voice is going. And right now I'm painting the dress. Painting it white. Because it's white and gold. Shimmery white and gold. But I couldn't find my pearl paint. So I've just used the organza to make it a bit shimmery. And some gold paint just to add the details. Now the hair is on, but it also needs to be painted and decorated because she has these beautiful clips in her hair. And this is for the ballroom scene, which is why I wanted to put it under a dome, because it's in a bubble. Not a bubble. You can see her hair there. She was so pretty when she was younger. She still is now. She's still stunning. So, I forgot her name. Jennifer Connelly. There we go. But yeah, the dress is detailed, and when I finish painting it, I go over with some dry brushing just to pick it up a little bit more. But it's nice. I like it. To say I've done it myself, which I usually can't stand my own stuff, I actually really like this. And I do something to the dome to make it fit in a little bit more. Get my teeth in, jeez. I also dry brush her hair because her hair's not black, it's brown. But I wanted the black as a base coat, just to pick up the details on a dry brush. And I've not made it as long because it is supposed to be a dress dummy, so you can put the outfit on top. And she's looking for Jareth there, trying to figure out where he is. But he's watching her. He's watching her from every angle. And some people have put this across as a dirty old man wanting a teenager, but it's not about that. It's about Jareth needing someone to care for, to be around, that wants to be around. He's lonely, and all he has for company is goblins. And he's done this many times before. You can tell with how the way the film goes. Sarah is not the first Sarah. And she's looking for a fairy tale. But fairy tales aren't real. And this is what she learns from this. She learns that no matter what she wants, you don't always get it. And you have to accept that. And they're nearly towards the Goblin King's castle now. And they're stuck inside a house. And you can see how big Ludo is, because he's basically broken the house, castle, stone thing. And I'm putting lights in here because I want to highlight the dress. And I'm not sure if I should have used coloured lights. I think I might have been better off with warm white. I don't know. But it's for me. I love this. I've made the little clock out of polymer clay and a little cap. The cap is the face of the clock, and put the numbers on. I also make it's not a globe. Oh, how many more times do I have to say it? But this is from a famous artist whose name has gone out my head. the labyrinth. It's a famous painting, print, and she has to go around the labyrinth trying to get hold of Toby to take him home, and she's running out of time. But she realizes at a certain point that not everything is as it seems, and not going up and down the stairs is going to get him. So she finally twigs that she has to jump. And the last line she says just before the clock turns 13, "You have no power over me." And this is the line from the book that she reads out at the beginning that she can never remember. And of course, that resets everything. Jareth turns back into an owl. And you can see towards that, he was starting to get really sick. I mean, he needs that interaction, that want, that need, that fear to keep alive. And it's not, when he turns back into the owl, it's like his recharge button. Um, so to be able to be human, he needs a Sarah. And here it is. It's finished. It looks mucky, my fingerprints are all over it. Just wants a good wipe down. But I've done the things in her hair, the organza on the sides, with all the little details of the dress. And then you've got little eyeballs off the walls in the labyrinth because they all turn and look at her. And then there's little bubbles in the bottom. So there's my clock with the time. And that's I'm going to say globe again. We all know it's not a globe. Something to do with fortune tellers. Those things. You know what I mean. You'll know, I don't. My brain's gone. But I use sponge off a washing up sponge to make the greenery. And then just harden it with resin. And then little tiny balls off a flower I've put together. But this is why I wanted it upside down. So I could stick the light underneath. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Watch out for my community page because I'm going to put up a question for you. And I hope you really enjoyed this set of films that I've done. Thank you very much. Keep on watching because I'm going to show you some good pics. Don't forget to like, subscribe, they're free, and check out the descriptions for other links. So thank you very much. See you again soon. Bye.